Son, the burden of performance is 100% on you. Women don't care about the struggle. They hang out at the finish line and they fuck the winners. You still have to be a man. You still have the responsibility to deliver. Only women, children, and dogs are loved utterly unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he can provide something. If you haven't seen Chris Rock's Tambourine, the latter half of the stand-up comedy routine on Netflix, he talks about his divorce and what really happened. Before you get married, if you're gonna get married, watch that. Women can fuck up, children can break things, your dog can get into the fridge and eat the margarine and all over the house and be a retarded dog. It doesn't matter. They're forgiven, they're loved unconditionally. You know, your kids can go in your garage and kick over your motorcycle and fuck it right up. Doesn't matter, kid, loved unconditionally. Wives, how many guys have I talked to where their wives have gone out and they Chad Thundercock and they wanna forgive them? You're only loved under the condition that you're useful. The minute that you don't become useful, see you later.
And that's the reality when it comes to modern women. They don't want to build anything nor go through any struggle. Just cut in line by waiting for the winner.
Chris, is that you?
Daniela?
I haven't seen you in years.
What's up?
Here, sit down.
How you doing?
Let's catch up.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's up? What the fuck?
Is that a Rolex?
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, it's nice.
How you been though? I haven't seen you in years.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So what size do you wear?
What's up? I mean, they adjusted to my wrist, so.
Oh.
Anyways, how's life?
It's good. You mind if I try it on?
I mean, sure.
I just wanna see. I'm trying to get one, so I'm just trying to see if I like it or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's kind of big for your wrist. Let me see. Make it work.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean, huh?
Do you mind if I use the bathroom real quick? I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Where is she at? Bro, what the fuck?
So today's video is a tweet review about this successful entrepreneur who thought he was flexing when he admitted on Twitter his wife left him when he was broke and came back 2 years later after he built an 8-figure business.
6 years ago, I had it all. 2 years later, I lost everything. Mouth taping changed my life.
This is what being blue-pilled looks like. There's a saying which goes, a woman's loyalty is tested when a man has nothing. A man's loyalty is tested when he has everything. And I wish the man who created this thread heard that quote because he's clueless. Like I said, he's the textbook definition of blue-pilled.
Accepting female nature, and I had a very hard time in my plugged-in years doing this. Very Disneyland, prince, princess, egalitarian, hold hands, sing kumbaya, get married, say I do until kingdom come, and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't really work out like that in the real world. When you take the red pill, you start to recognize that a lot of the shit they've been feeding you through school, religion, parenting, society, socioeconomics, politics, a lot of it is bullshit that panders to their needs, not to yours. Here's a really good visual of what that looks like. 80% of the banging's happening by 20% of the men. It's just fact of life, Even like a 1 out of 10 is going to hammer for the stage up. That's what hypergamy is.
Sadly, some men just want to be ignorant because it's bliss. You know the saying, ignorance is bliss. I don't know if he's super blue-pilled or just doesn't want to face the music. Let's see if we can find out. Anyways, let's get balls deep into this tweet thread. 18 years ago, I met my wife. 13 years later, I lost her. 3 years ago, I got her back and built hostage tape into an 8-figure business. Losing your wife is when she passes away or when you lost her in the woods. The correct term is she lost you, as in she never truly loved you in the first place, or because she might be a modern woman. Her pair bond with you isn't that strong or non-existent. So while high school sweethearts will stay together in bad times, these bedwenches are looking for the next man to rescue them. When things aren't kosher, aka when they can't have their Friday night steak dinner at a fancy restaurant.
Fellas, women don't want to build anymore. They want you to be winning before they meet you. She wants you to be in first place when she meets you. She wants you to be at the finish line with the bag when y'all meet. Not the starting line, but the finish line. Not second place, not third place, but first place. She don't got time for your struggles. She don't got time for your struggle season. She want to be there in your come up season. Soon as you come up, she gonna park her ass right there, right next to you. I promise.
Next tweet. You see, we had the life. A software business doing 7 figures a year, 2 amazing kids, the house, the cars, the vacations, everything you could want. But I didn't take care of my health. I lost myself. 7 figures means at least $1 million per year. So already he was a millionaire or close to being one. And he gave her the life most women would dream of, and that still wasn't good enough for that bedwench. But getting out of shape is real. Men have to stay in shape, especially if they don't want their wives to get fat. That's legit. But you have to ask, what caused him to lose himself? He had everything. But why was he getting depressed to binge eat? Maybe because his wife wasn't doing her part or appreciating this 1% man. If you marry a modern woman and you have success, your life is going to feel empty. She's going to spend more of your money and expect a higher living standard from now on, instead of truly appreciating you.
The gold digger woman is the woman that actually brings nothing to the table and is looking for a man to save her entire life. That
Right.
might include even paying her parents' bills. That might include covering her every single part. A woman who's a good woman and is looking for somebody on the same intellectual and financial level as her is somebody that doesn't want you to save her in any way, shape, or form, but she would like somebody on the same or above what she's used to in her life and what she's created in her life. Now, if in her life she's got a good education, good career, comes from a good family, she is incompatible with somebody who's not on the same level. She would be incompatible with a man who hasn't got a job or isn't going to provide for her because she's been able to do it.
Right.
But if you take somebody who's never achieved anything, has been at home all day, every day, never got an education, hasn't really got any family values, but then is looking for someone to save her because in that sense she's traditional,
Yeah.
that's your gold digger.
Continuing to the next tweet. I was burnt out of shape, I neglected myself. I neglected my wife, and I neglected my kids. I was soon divorced, living in my aunt's basement, and sold my business for a job I hated. My life hit rock bottom. Burnout is real, especially for entrepreneurs and businessmen, because with the internet and globalization, business is 24/7. That's where a real wife would help the man relax at home, give him a back rub, cook him a home-cooked meal, give him a BJ to help him take a power nap. Instead, she claimed he was neglecting her, which is total BS. This is what modern women claim all the time. The dude is busy running $1 million business. What do you expect from a successful man? Making a lot of money usually entails trading time, like most of your time. This whole millionaire with all this free time to travel or the 4-hour work week is a massive lie. The only millionaires who have all the free time are entertainers. With modern women, there's no winning. Had he scaled back his business so he can spend more time with her, she would have claimed he wasn't driven enough and she needed her own space. And I'm willing to bet he had to sell his successful business because she divorce robbed him. I'm willing to bet she's the reason why he had to live in his aunt's basement. That's loyalty for you in the West. Not only she left him, but she took his money and he probably had to pay child support on top of that. Unbelievable.
If you spend more money when you're married, you're going to pay more money when you're divorced. The amount of money that you have to pay when you get divorced is directly based on how much money you spent before you got divorced. If you spend $25,000 a month on living expenses as opposed to $5,000 a month, you're going to pay much more alimony. Your soon-to-be ex is going to want half of what you've been spending during the marriage. So it's going to be a lot less that she asks for if you're spending $5,000 as opposed to $25,000 a month.
Next tweet. When I read James Nestor's best-selling book, Breath, the light bulb went off. I was sleeping like crap because I was mouth breathing. My life-changing moment was discovering mouth taping. Next tweet. Being an athlete my whole life, my coaches never taught me the dangers of mouth breathing and amazing benefits of nose breathing. My life is no longer being held hostage by poor sleep. I mouth tape every night. I get amazing sleep. This is just promoting his product, and I gotta be honest, there's something to this mouth breathing. It's the reason why many beta males have weak jaws. If you want the Giga Chad jaw, start breathing through your nose and eat nuts and red meat, usually the tougher cuts. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a real science behind this.
There is something called mastic gum, which is like a plant sap that they use in Cyprus, where you can buy it. It's like a hard gum when you chew it, and that will alter the structure of your face in ways that are, for women and men. The aesthetic changes are really positive and impressive in both men and women. Because the droop, I love mastic gum.
This is why people in the old days had defined jaws. Back to the post. Maybe this is a massive troll to promote his product and he knows looking like a simp will make his story go viral. Next tweets. I wake up feeling focused and energized. I lost 25 pounds and got in amazing shape. And I started Hostage Tape to follow my passion and inspire other men to change their life. We're now the official sleep aid partner of UFC. Partners with Joe Rogan and his podcast. So wow, the dude made another successful business, even more successful, which is 8 figures. He's a certified winner. Being partners with the UFC and Joe Rogan is no joke. Over 100 million people listen to Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure to be a partner or to pay for ads on his podcast, if he's getting a $100 million Spotify deal, you're going to have to spend 6 figures on ads at the very least. This guy can have a busload of hotter women, but because men don't know their value or undervalue themselves greatly, they shoot themselves in the foot. Only 5% of the population makes over $200,000 per year, so that means he's at least a 1% man if he's making $1 million and over. Unbelievable.
I'm supposed to settle for regular type dude.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
10.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
And what would you rank yourself, 1 to 10?
That's 6.
Almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have 2 children. Overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average?
Average.
Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are. Let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man? Why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money.
You ain't fine enough for no money. You said you're 6. You don't get money.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
Granted, the simp's ex-wife is much more attractive than the below mid in the video. She still doesn't qualify for a high-value man. Next tweet. Oh, one last thing. My wife, kids, and I are now back together. Did she keep her legs closed until he built another $1 million business? As if one wasn't enough for this bedwench? No, I'm pretty sure she, like most modern women who filed for divorce 80% of the time, went through another HOE phase. And then when she realized her SMV or sexual market value isn't the same as RMV, relationship market value, she decided to get back with him because he is the best she can ever get. And he came back to her on a silver plate.
I was reading this post in a divorce group on Facebook, and the question put out to the ladies was, how many men did you sleep with during your hoe phase after your separation or divorce? And some of these comments had, one of them had up to 80 men in a short span of time. A lot of them were in the 20 to 30 range within maybe a 6-month period. And most of the women were cheering them on and shouting women empowerment and saying that this is feminism and women, taking control of their lives. And I mean this in the least judgmental way possible, but that's not empowerment. That is you degrading yourself.
So it sounds like the average amount of men these divorcees slept with was 20 within 6 months. Let's just say his ex slept with half of that number every 6 months. So that's 10 times 4, because she was a thought for 2 years, is 40 bodies in 2 years. That's streetwalker status. His ex-wife at least better be a smoke show. Let's see what she looks like. She looks good, but not good enough. Has that good girl vibe, but it isn't that special. No female is worth taking back if she leaves you at your lowest point. And he's taller than her, so not only is he rich, but he's also taller, and he still wasn't good enough for this effing modern woman. This just proves why you shouldn't marry a modern woman. He's a certified Chad because he said he used to be an athlete. You can't make this shit up. Here's a better pic of her. At least she's still thin, but that's about it. And then she still has a post of her and another dude who smashed when she was single. Un-effing believable. The post reads, I've had the best week with this guy. The rest of my family comes into town tomorrow, and I get my kids back tomorrow night for my 40th. I feel blessed and am so grateful for the life I now have. This post was in 2020 when she was divorced. She still has a photo of the dude that smashed her out on her IG, now that she's back with her husband. While her husband was building his life back up because she divorce robbed him, she got banged out by the bad boys. Dude looks like a 2000s era stereotypical douche, bad boy type. You know, the one who drinks Monsters and listens to Kid Rock? You can't make this shit up. And here's another post. The neon sign reads, "I can't control myself." And she writes in the post, "When in Denver. #love, #Saturday night." Yeah, that just verified she slept around. That's a ladies' night out, also known as a 304 night out. This is Red Pill verified. She thotted it up during this divorce break. And because she has the good girl looks, she can get away with more because no one will suspect it, including her Super Saiyan simp husband. This is a real crime. Another post. She writes, "Warning, possibly triggering. For my 43rd birthday, I gave myself the bittersweet gift of tying my tubes after 2 miscarriages. It's amazing how much it can affect your mental health." She's not spending her own money, it's her husband's money. This can mean 2 things. Either 2 miscarriages because she had 2 abortions while she left him for 2 years, which indicates she was letting men raw dog her, or she had abortions in the past, which means she became infertile. If you do a quick Google search, you'll see. From the NIH itself, I quote, "Induced abortion by vacuum aspiration is associated with an increased risk of first trimester miscarriage in the subsequent pregnancy." Either way, it means she's been screwing a lot, and something tells me it's not with the husband she left and came back to. This female's complete trash. And if that wasn't enough, one of her pinned IG posts reads, "Be a nice human." And she even writes in the description, "Be a nice human." The audacity this 304 has. She left her husband and divorce robbed him and then slept around, got used up, and then came back to him only when he became richer and affiliated with the UFC and Joe Rogan. Notice she has limited the comments on this post? I wonder why.
And narcissists seem to be driven by a high desire to obtain unearned status from others. The most important thing for them is not status in relationship to competence, let's say, or in relationship to performance, but just in status for its own sake.
She's the lowest of the low. Just proves that she probably gaslit this blue-pilled millionaire. And because of her, looks like she can get away with it. She had her cake and ate it too. Went through another HOE phase before she couldn't do it again, and upgraded to the 304 millionaire retirement plan. F this bitch. Let's read the comments and see if anyone notices what we in the MGTOW and Red Pill see. Someone asks, "This is an amazing story, truly inspiring. I don't mean to pry into deep personal issues. Can you please give us a grade school walkthrough of how you managed to pull the marriage back together?" The law of attraction. Once I became the man, the father, the partner I was meant to be, one day on curbside drop-off, my wife came up to the car and we had our first conversation in 2 years. She then invited me into her home and it all started from there. This is BITCH babble. What happened was, after his wife realized that she was never going to do better as a single mom, that is, after she became a glory hole and got tired of getting pumped and dumped, she decided to secure the bag and upgrade her lifestyle because he now has an 8-figure business.
For everyone who has messaged me and said, "I don't think that I could ever see myself loving again. I don't see myself ever being able to bring my guard down and to trust again." First of all, go to fucking therapy. That's not a fucking dig. That is legitimately go to fucking therapy. Also, when you go out into the world, throw out to the universe you're gonna go into your hoe phase, right? Just like every morning your daily affirmation is, "Fuck this shit, I'm a bad bitch, I'm gonna be a hoe." And the universe is gonna grab that shit and say, psych, sit down. And then it's gonna teach you a lesson. And it's the lesson is that person that you were so caught up in and that you were so trusting of and everything else is not what everyone out there is like. Get into the dating world and you're gonna see there's plenty of people 100 times worse than what you were with. However, they are gonna show you that, like, geez, there's some really good fucking men out there. Just use common sense.
Finally, a red-pilled comment. For better or worse, she left during the worst and came back for the better. Yikes. Love your coming up story, but you unintentionally exposed your wife as a gold digger. Exactly. She was only there for the good times. Matter of fact, she probably caused the bad times by divorce robbing him and making him sell his profitable business. Here's what a real wife looks like, especially when times were hard.
When we were still living in New York, we had put a deposit on a home right around the corner from his parents' house when they decided they were going to be moving to Florida, and we found out we were pregnant. We had to have a really difficult conversation about whether or not we were going to continue on and buy this house, and I was going to have to go back to work when the baby was 6 weeks old so that we could afford this house. And over those next few months, we picked up, we moved to Florida, lose our deposit, we stayed with his parents, and he worked 7 days a week for 2 years, from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. That was really difficult once we got into our first little house. What are we going to do if the electricity gets shut off? What are we going to do if we can't afford food? But keeping me home with the kids was such a high priority, and incrementally we were able to move our way up. And now looking back, I couldn't imagine not having been home with my kids. Now homeschooling them and knowing that I was the one that fed them and nursed them and took care of them and provided that foundation for them, there's nothing that could have replaced that.
And that's why he's still with her today. She lost her virginity to him, by the way. Another good comment. If you were really a winner, go find the hottest new bird you can find and show your ex that decisions have consequences. 100%. He could have upgraded to a smoke show and got free SCX from his ex-wife because of something called pre-selection. She would have been so jealous. He'd be banging 2 females at once. Matter of fact, he'd probably find out with the trophy 10 that his ex was overrated. Now his sons are going to think that simping is okay, and his daughter will think she can leave her man and he can be there for her. Simping affects future generations. Oof, he took the L. For 2 years while he was grinding away on his business, she was out getting smashed by other dudes. Exactly, how is he such a simp if he was a former athlete, tall and successful? Here's a video that may give us a clue.
I'm gonna give more credit to my mom here. One thing that my mom taught me, she told me, Alex, you can do anything you want to do, you just gotta be willing to work for it. And you can do it if you want to. And she kept saying that over and over and over for it. It's like that famous scene in The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
It's such a good scene that he's telling his kid, don't let anybody hold you down. Don't let anybody hold you back. If you want it, you go get it.
And that's probably why he's a massive simp. Men with a strong father, yeah, they have a great mother and probably appreciate their mother, but they'll most likely acknowledge their father for driving them to success. And it sounds like he was from a single mom home. And that's why he's so blue-pilled. His 8-figure business is called Hostage. That's exactly what the blue pill has done to him, taken him hostage. This is why I make videos like these, so men in the future go MGTOW and don't become simps like him. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.